6 o'clock hour here on the Sunrise Show on this Friday morning, and a reminder that today is a weather impact alert day. We start the morning with very chilly temperatures around the region. Here's a look at some of our temperature maps right now. Freezing in some spots for sure. Chris McGinnis will have more on today's forecast and a look at the weekend ahead.
And an end may be in sight for Oregon's largest healthcare strike as doctors at Providence St. Vincent vote on their new contract. This says nurses at all 8 Providence hospitals continue voting on their deal, one that many nurses say they are not happy with.
And this morning on Sunrise, we're taking a closer look at a new report accusing the former police chief in St. Helens of sending inappropriate text messages, falsifying records, and retaliating against city leaders.
And we'll also tell you about the opportunity to travel around the city of Portland without leaving your house. It's all thanks to Portland Monopoly. And you also get to help pick what spots around town are included in this game. We'll have more on that as our 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We do have Chris McGinnis filling in for Rod Hill this morning. It's a weather impact alert morning here on the Sunrise Show. Chris, really cold temperatures in some spots.
Yeah, in fact, most of the area. Let's check this out. Newport right now, checking it with 30 degrees, dew point 28. There is still some capacity for the air to cool across the region. Downtown, we're at 33. The airport's at 36. But check this out. Tigard right now is at 28. Wilsonville's at 30, and our state capital now checking with 31, 28 in Kaiser. So once again, now between now and sunrise, which is in about 90 minutes, these numbers could still drop another degree or two. The cold spot on this map, by the way, Silverton checking in with 26. So with that in mind, our KGW weather impact alert until 8 a.m. for the frosty cold temps. Might need an extra minute or two to scrape the frost off your car. Obviously, dress warmly as you make your way off to work and school today. We will eventually see some sunshine. So there you go. We've got that to look forward to. It'll be cold sunshine, but increasing clouds later today will cap our temperatures around 43 degrees. We are keeping tabs on the possibility of some mixed rain and snow tonight. I will show you that with your full forecast in just a few minutes. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. And for starters, I want to head down to Marion County. We're getting word of a crash right now in the Silverton area on Highway 214 near milepost 39. Incidentally, the Silvercrest School District with some delays there, so just be aware of that. Interstate 84, not Interstate 84, but out in the Troutdale area, 257th near the historic Columbia River Highway. There's a pretty significant emergency response there around the crash. The freeway is actually looking fine. That's I-84 out near Marine Drive. No major other freeway alerts to talk about just yet. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, we start your 6 o'clock half hour with an alert from Oregon City, so take the time right now to take a look at your screen. Police there are asking for help finding this man. This is 82-year-old George Tom Lloyd. He left his home on Caulfield Street about 11:30 yesterday morning, but did not come back. Police say he usually walks on Molalla Avenue between his home and Fred Meyer. He was last seen wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, and carrying an oxygen tank. Police say he has a medical condition and does not have his medicine with him. If you see him, call 911.
All right, next headline this morning, a series of serious allegations against the former chief of police in St. Helens.
A new report accuses him of everything from hostile work environment to sending pornographic messages and faking police records. Our Ashley Grahams joins us live from the St. Helens Police Department. Ashley, and just to be clear here, he no longer works for the department.
Drew, China, good morning. Police Chief Brian Greenway was placed on administrative leave in October. He then resigned last month. Now, this investigation was conducted by a third party. It's over 100 pages long, and it finds issues with Greenway's treatment of employees and with the chief's apparent efforts to undermine city leaders and his involvement with the police union. The report says he falsified a fitness report for an officer so that officer could get a raise. He's also accused of sharing pornographic texts, yelling at someone in custody that he'd kick their teeth in, and making an officer cry in front of coworkers. Here's St. Helens City Administrator John Walsh.
We're at a place where there's a breach of trust with our community leaders here, and that we had employees that had been experiencing misconduct. That misconduct was not being reported.
Now, we did reach out to the lawyer representing Greenway, and we did not hear back, but he did tell the Oregonian that this is all a fishing expedition, and the city is trying to generate complaints against him because he, quote, pushed for an investigation of a potential misuse of city funds. China, Drew.
Ashley, thank you. Also in St. Helens, a choir teacher accused of sexual abuse has officially been fired. Eric Stearns faces 18 charges of sexual abuse involving 12 victims and was fired during Wednesday's school board meeting. This comes as Stearns' attorney pushed for a new judge. Stearns says that he'll stay in jail until it happens, and Stearns and retired teacher Mark Collins were both arrested in November as part of an investigation into sex abuse at St. Helens High. And a former teacher in the Washington County town of Banks has been arrested again and faces new charges of sexual abuse. Wyman Smith was first arrested last month and accused of having sexual contact with a student on campus. Since then, investigators say nearly 20 people have come forward with allegations of abuse dating back almost 25 years. Smith also worked as a teacher in Astoria in the early 2000s. Investigators believe there are likely more victims. And happening today, deputies will try to get the man accused of threatening people with a machete to appear at court. He was supposed to be there yesterday, but refused to be transported. Deputies say they'll attempt to bring him in again this afternoon, but 44-year-old Sonny Moan faces several charges, including unlawful use of a weapon, menacing, and criminal mischief. And neighbors gave us a look at this response that they saw. So take a look at your TV right now. That's what they were dealing with. This was outside their windows. Dozens of police around an apartment complex as negotiators tried for 4 hours to get Moan to put down the machete. He eventually surrendered peacefully.
Multnomah County's new district attorney is weighing in on the ongoing problem of street racing and local street takeovers. So we talked specifically about Oregon Senate Bill 615. It took effect 2 years ago, making reckless driving and organizing a speed racing event both Class A misdemeanors. This bill also allows law enforcement to not only take but keep any vehicles involved in street racing. So to put it more clearly, if police take someone's car because they're involved in street racing or a takeover, they may not get their car back, period. There have been 14 examples of this take and keep punishment in Multnomah County since the law went into effect, and new Multnomah County DA Nathan Vasquez says he plans to keep it going.
We're absolutely going to be forfeiting vehicles for people that engage in street racing, and we're going to be holding people accountable.
Blair Best had a full report on this last night on The Story. You can check it out on KGW.com and our KGW YouTube page.
Board game fans, listen up, because this fall you could play a new Portland edition of Monopoly. Toy manufacturer Toy Trumps USA is teaming up with Hasbro to create a Monopoly game, highlighting what makes Portland so unique. But they need your help picking out what's included in this game. It's your favorite landmarks or local businesses around the city. You can email that email there on your screen to let them know what they could be, and maybe we could even make the KGW studios one of the tiles. That would be nice. But hey, time now 6:07. Some important stuff to talk about today. We have a weather impact alert. Chris is going to break down what that means.
Yeah, China, frosty cold morning out there is basically what that means. So give yourself a couple of extra minutes to scrape the frost off your car, and just if you're spending any time outside, obviously throw the extra layer on. It's 35 at the airport, but the dew point's down to 29. And why I keep pointing that out is with the calm wind, there's still capacity for the air at the airport to cool. It's already below freezing, though, in a lot of locations. Tigard right now, 29. Westland is 30. It's 31 in Salem and 28 in Kaiser. So a frosty cold morning out there until 8 a.m. Our KGW weather impact alert in effect. After that, we've got a pretty good looking day today. So let me step out of the way real quick. I'll get you right to the 7-day forecast. We go up to 43 today, and then we're watching late tonight, early tomorrow morning for the possibility of some mixed rain and snow entering the picture. Now note this, my forecast low for Portland is 33. We are not anticipating sticking snow on the valley floor, but interesting nonetheless, a scenario that's a lot like what we just went through on Wednesday. Another low pressure system coming in from the north and west, and that will throw cloud cover our way overnight tonight and eventually bring us mixed rain and snow. It may be a period of just all snow, but note this, we go from a high of 43 in Portland, 42 Salem, into the overnight hours. Obviously the temperatures drop, but we don't get below freezing. And I think that's going to be the case for the lion's share of the valley. In fact, snow levels probably do not get below 500 feet. And even at 500, it's like a slushy dusting before we see melting. And whatever we do get tomorrow will melt because we're back into the 40s. But just to let you know that we are watching that early Saturday morning. It flakes in the air, certainly, but whatever we get washes away pretty quickly. 43 for a high tomorrow, 42 Sunday. And the remainder of our 7-day forecast is chilly. We're talking about highs in the upper 30s and low 40s, so it's certainly a cold week ahead. Guys?